So this is all about OWD. Again, the second one is the role hierarchy. Okay, what I told you. So the OWD is open up for every user. So he will go ahead and check if the particular user have the access in the profile level, then whatever the access in the OWD he will get, right? Again, so don't get confused. So sometimes we will give the permission sets as well. Suppose you don't have the access for the particular object, so then if the particular user have any permission set like create, read, edit, whatever the access he will have through permission set, then also you will get the particular person will get the access. Okay, so here the role hierarchy. So in the role hierarchy, what will happen here? So as I told you previously, suppose there is a general manager, and below that there is a TL, and below that there is a sales representative. So if the OWD is private, what will happen? They cannot view each other's record. They can view only their records, right? So in the role hierarchy, suppose the manager is in the top role, and below that the TL, and below him there is a sales rep. So whatever the records are created, if it is in private, the sales rep can view only his records, right? But TL is in role hierarchy. So what will happen here? So still the OWD is private. So what will happen here? The TL can view the sales reps records as well, because he is in the role hierarchy. Okay, again there is a checkbox called grant access hierarchy. Let me show you. You can see here, so grant access using hierarchy. When you check this checkbox, then only the senior can view the junior records. It means in the role hierarchy, whoever in the role hierarchy in our example. So if we uncheck this checkbox, then the TL cannot view the sales rep records, but this we cannot uncheck for the standard objects. We can only uncheck this for particular custom objects. Okay, if there is any custom object, then you can uncheck this checkbox. So these are all the standard objects. That's the reason I'm not getting access to uncheck this thing. Okay, so if here, I think up to here it's clear. So what will happen if role hierarchy comes into the picture? Okay, so previously we seen all this thing, the public read only, and what are all the access he will get for the particular uh, access in the profile level. Okay, so up to here you can see, uh, if we have the create access, so he cannot view the records, right? So there is no use, right? If if he have the role hierarchy as well, so he cannot view the records, because he don't have the access, right? He don't have the access to view. So how you will get the access to view the junior records? Okay, so here first thing you understood, it's a public read only. It means if the particular user have the access, then he can view the records. It's not the private. So we will discuss about private later. So first we will learn public read only. So in this thing, what will happen? So here you can see here clearly. So if the particular user have create and read access, what will happen? The user will able to view all records. So if he is in the role hierarchy, in the lower hierarchy or hierarchy, whatever it may be, he can view all the records, right? So there is no issue with role hierarchy. So here what will happen? So if the particular user have edit access, okay, create, read and edit access. So what will happen? The user will be able to view all records, and he can create a new records and he can edit their own records. However, they cannot edit other records belongs to others. Okay, he can create a new records and he can view all the records and he can edit his own records, right? But if grant access using hierarchy is checked, okay, then the user has a role hierarchy and there are some subordinates in present, as I told you. So if the checkbox is checked in the sharing rule and the user have the role hierarchy below that role, if there is any subordinate, suppose take consider he is this grant access hierarchy is checked, okay, is TL and is below that particular role there is a sales reps, then only he can view the records of the sales reps, right? So if he is in the last, he is itself a sales rep, there is no role below him or no subordinates to him, so what is the use of grant access? So if he is in the role hierarchy, then only he can view the records of their juniors. If you want to view the junior record, there should be a junior for that particular role, right? So that's the reason. If the user have their subordinates, so then what will happen here? So you can see here the user will able to view all records. So create a new records and edit their own records. This thing we know, okay. However, they cannot edit record belongings to others because the OWD is public read only, right? So he cannot edit others records. Its access is open up for only viewing the records. Okay, you can see here. So the access is open up for viewing all the records, but he have the edit record, he have the edit access, then he can edit his own records, right? Here you can see and edit their own records. He cannot edit other records, right? But using this grant access hierarchy, so whoever under his role hierarchy, then so here you can see, however, they cannot edit others records except for those of their subordinates. It means, so whoever under his role, okay, for that particular role users, suppose he is a TL, right? As we discussed, he is a TL and below that there are the sales rep. So in that scenario, whatever the records are created by the sales rep, he can view those records and he can edit as well, because we check the grant access hierarchy, okay. And again, below this we have sharing rules. So this is the next one. So what will happen? So you will create a sharing rule. So you can share the records to a particular user or particular role or particular roles and subordinates or public groups or queues. Okay. So we will discuss, I will explain later how we can create a sharing rules and all those things. So first focus on this grant access hierarchy. So if we check the checkbox, what will happen? So below that particular role, whoever are present in that particular role, okay, I'm sorry. If the senior, suppose in our scenario, the TL, so below that there are some sales reps. So what he can do, he can edit their sales rep records as well. Okay. And here, so suppose the particular user have create, edit, delete access. So in that scenario, what will happen? So we already discussed the user will be able to view all records, create new records and edit, delete their own records. However, they cannot edit or delete other records because the OWD is in public read only. He will get access to view all others record, but he cannot edit or delete. Okay. So again, the grant access hierarchy, if that particular checkbox is checked, so what will happen? There should be a subordinates. Then what will happen here? So the user will able to view all records and create a new records and edit and delete their own records. However, they cannot edit or delete other records, but they can edit, delete records of their subordinates. Okay. So this is about public read only. Public read, right? We do not require a grant access hierarchy and sharing rules. Why? Because So its access is open up. Okay, the access is open to view, edit, and if the particular user have delete access as well, he can delete. So there is no use of grant access hierarchy and sharing rules. So because everyone have the access to view the records and edit the record, just they need to have the access in the profile level. If the profile, if they have access in the profile level, then they can easily perform the actions. Whatever the actions are available in the profile, they can do it. Okay.